everyone. I'm Adam Brown, and this is Shell Point Today for the weekend of July 31st, August 1st, and August 2nd. On today's show, we will hear from Dorothy Munsch, a resident who serves on the Southwest Florida Symphony Board of Trustees, and we'll replay the top stories from earlier this week. But first, we want to remind you that next week is Money Week. Okay. It's time for some of the area's leading investment management, estate planning, tax, and insurance professionals to offer residents a complimentary half-hour consultation. Money Week begins August 3rd and runs through the 7th. For more information, contact the Legacy Foundation at 466-8484. Also coming up later in today's program, we will replay Jeff Corey's rundown of all the happenings for Money Week, so stay tuned. Also, we want to remind you that it's time for some spring cleaning at the Crystal. Well, maybe it's more like late summer cleaning. Anyway, the Crystal Dining Room on the island will be closed August 3rd through the 8th and August 10th through the 16th. During this time, everything in the restaurant will be scrubbed, buffed, and cleaned until it is shiny as new. You'll still be able to dine at the Crystal on Sunday, August 9th, and then again after the 16th. Also, don't forget to bring your Passport dining card when you do. As one TV commercial used to say, don't leave home without it. For more information about the Passport dining plan, you can visit the Palm Grill, the Crystal, or pick them up at the administration office on the island. The Shell Point Summer Concert Series is in full swing with the next one on August 13th as the Village Church hosts the Southwest Florida Chamber Symphony. And who knows more about this concert than resident Dorothy Munsch, who serves on the Board of Trustees for the Southwest Florida Symphony. Let's meet Dorothy now and learn about her work with them and why they call her the senior citizen.
Have you ever been active for an organization for many years and had such a strong passion that you wanted to share it with others? Well, that's how I feel about our local Southwest Florida Symphony. Hello, my name is Dorothy Munsch. My husband Charles and I are relatively new residents, having just moved into Shell Point in December of 13. I was so pleased to learn of the strong partnership that Shell Point has with our local Southwest Florida Symphony, and even more joyful once moved in to find friends here at Shell Point who shared my same interest. I became involved in 1990 with the Southwest Florida Symphony Society, assisting with their publicity, and through the years worked my way up to the presidency. It was the same year we developed the concept and presented the first designer showcase at the Judd Estate, which was a huge success. This event proved to be a big turnaround for our society. I was then elected to the Southwest Florida Symphony Board of Trustees. I have been serving on the Board of Trustees so long they refer to me as a senior citizen because I have the longest time served. I encourage all our Shell Point friends to become involved with our local Southwest Florida Symphony. You can help support by planning to attend this summer's concert right here at Shell Point on Thursday, August 13th at 7:30. Tickets are only $25, so invite your friends and family as well. As a member of the Board of Trustees, I personally thank you for supporting your local Southwest Florida Symphony. I'm resident Dorothy Munsch, wishing you a great day here at Shell Point.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Welcome to the weekend edition of the Happenings segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Caitlin Vanscoy, and we're going to go over the activities offered Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Shell Point. We're going to start at 8:15 with the Stamp Ministry in the Stamp Room on the island. And our marketplace will be here from 8:30 to 11:30, and that's in the administration courtyard. At 9 o'clock, Canasta and Samba are both played in the second floor of the Woodland Commons lobby. The men's round robin doubles tennis will be at 9 o'clock. And at 10:15, Inquiring Minds will be meeting in the Manatee Room on the island. At 10:15, the Model Yacht Sailing Club will be at the Woodland Commons Lake. We're going to go to the afternoon activities now with a 12:30 mixed progressive bridge game. That's at the game room of the Woodlands. Advanced table tennis will be in the Tarpon Room at 1:15. And the quilters will be in the Osprey Room at 1:15. At 1:30, we have Vespers in the Community Room of the Arbor. Bid Euchre will be played in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 2 o'clock. At 2:15, it's off to the Life Quest Aquatic Center for the water volleyball game. And we have another Vespers in the Community Room of King's Crown at 2:30. And at 3:30, the final Vespers of the day is at the Springs. At 6:45, it's game night at the Resident Activities Center, so head on to the Resident Activities Center for some fun. Here's Caitlin for your Saturday activities.
Thank you, Bev. We start bright and early at 7:30 Saturday morning with round-robin tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. And then 8 o'clock, we have pickleball being played at the pickleball courts. At 9:30, we have men's and women's doubles tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. And at 9:45, a duplicate bridge game will be available in the Manatee Room. We move to the afternoon for 1 o'clock chess in the Library Lounge. That's at the Resident Activity Center. And at 1:15, we have table tennis being played in the Tarpon Room. 3:15, we have basic line dancing in the Health Club, and that concludes our Saturday activities. Here's Bev to tell you all about our Sunday.
Thank you, Caitlin. At 9 o'clock, we have Christian Life Studies at the Game Room of the Woodlands and also at the Village Church. We have a 10:15 morning worship service at our Village Church. It's also broadcast live on ShellPoint TV, Channel 13, if you can't make it to the church. We're going to jump all the way till 6:15 this evening for the evening service at the Village Church. Well, we're glad to see you here this weekend, and we will see you back here next week.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Friday, the last day of July. At 10:15, we have the Comfort of Hospice Care in the Social Center on the island. This is also the final class in the summer semester of the Academy of Lifelong Learning. I want to thank every resident instructor and every resident lifelong learner for your participation. Please watch for your brochure for the fall semester in your ShellPoint mailbox and online at www.shellpoint.org on Wednesday, August 12th. Registration begins at either service desk and online on Thursday, August 13th. Classes begin Monday, September 14th.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter on Friday is roast chicken with buttered peas and macaroni and cheese. And the soup of the day is lobster bisque. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Friday, the special is a turkey Cobb salad wrap with chips for $7.75. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Friday are barbecue shrimp for $13.95 or steak Diane for $15.95. On Saturday, the Crystal Room is closed. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Saturday, the special is a hot roast beef and cheddar with chips for $7.75. The dinner special is lemon caper tilapia with wild rice and fresh broccoli for $8.75. On Saturday in the Palm Grill, the special is prime rib for $19.95. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Sunday brunch for $17.50. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Sunday, the special is a steak sandwich with onion rings for $7.75. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.75. And the Palm Grill is closed on Sundays. Menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here to share with you about the weekend services that are coming up this Sunday. Sunday is the first Sunday in the month of August, and so it's Communion Sunday, and so we have a special communion service planned. As you might be aware, we've been working through the book of Hebrews, a series that we've entitled The Superior Christ, and we have just concluded our study of the 11th chapter of the book of Hebrews, which is all about faith. But we're going to take some time on this Sunday, because it's Communion Sunday, to look at how the blood of Christ is represented in this wonderful book, the book of Hebrews, and what the blood of Christ accomplishes for us in terms of our redemption. I think it's a rich study and an opportunity for us as we take communion to have our lives enriched and our worship enriched as we share the elements of the Lord's Supper together. Well, in addition to that message and the opportunity to share in communion, we'll be enjoying the music ministry of Jim Riccatelli, and also Ella Wolf will be singing a solo. It's a delight to have such wonderful talent in the Village Church to be able to share those gifts, and so we're looking forward forward so much to a morning worship service which will honor Christ and really celebrate the Lord's Supper in a way that helps us understand how the blood of Christ has affected us so deeply. Now, in the evening service, we are going to return to the series entitled Who is God? And we've been looking through the nature and character of God, looking at his attributes. We've looked at his natural attributes. Those are the things that characterize God apart from any relationship with his moral creatures. But lately we've been looking at what are called his moral attributes, or sometimes they're called his communicable attributes. These are attributes of God, but he shares them with us. And the one that we're going to be looking at this coming Sunday evening is the peace of God. Now, I don't know how important you think that is. I think it's pretty important that we recognize that God is peaceful and that he is characterized as peace, and especially that he wants to share peace with each and every one of us. Jesus, for instance, in the Gospel of John said, "My peace I leave with you." And so Jesus wants to take the peace that is characteristic of who he is, and he wants to share it with us so that we would have the kind of contentment and confidence in the Lord that will carry us through whatever difficult circumstances we might have. So this is going to be a wonderfully encouraging message on this coming Sunday evening. So we hope that you'll join us. That's Sunday morning at 10:15 for our special Lord's Supper service, and then at 6:15 in the evening, the Who is God series will be looking at the peace of God, and we hope that you'll join us this coming Sunday for these special services. God bless each and every one of you.
And now let's take a look back at some of the top stories from this week. Jeff Corey stopped by to give us a full rundown of what to expect and how you can benefit from next week's Money Week.
Hi, I'm Jeff Corey from the Legacy Foundation, and I'm happy to announce that we're bringing back one of our most popular financial programs designed especially for Shell Point residents. We call it Money Week at Shell Point. During the week of August 3rd through the 7th, we're hosting some of the area's leading investment management, estate planning, tax, and insurance professionals to Shell Point to offer our residents a complimentary half-hour consultation. Has it been some time since you reviewed your estate plan? Are you looking for answers to your burning tax questions? Have an annuity or insurance policy you would like reviewed? Would you like a second opinion on your investment portfolio or long-term care policy? Our schedule for the week includes Monday, August 3rd, Investment Review Day. Does the stock market have you worried? Are you looking for a second opinion on your current investments? This is a good time to discuss your portfolio with an advisor. Tuesday, August 4th is Estate Planning Day. When was the last time you had your estate plan reviewed by an attorney? Are you a new Florida resident? Do you have a question about your will, trust, or advance directives? Schedule a consultation with an estate planning attorney on this day. Wednesday, August 5th is Income Tax Planning Day. Do you need a checkup on your income tax planning? Want to learn about the new tax law changes that will affect you this year? Schedule a meeting with a tax professional today. On Thursday, August 6th is Life Insurance, Annuity, and Long-Term Care Policy Day. Have a question about your life insurance or annuity policy? Wonder how you can use your long-term care policy in conjunction with your Shell Point contract? Talk with an insurance professional today. And finally, Friday, August 7th, tenants insurance, auto insurance, and umbrella policies. Shell Point recommends that residents have a tenants insurance policy. Is yours up to date? Do you have a question about your auto insurance or an umbrella policy and if your limits are adequate? Visit with a property casualty insurance professional to discuss your policies. Please join us for Money Week at Shell Point, August 3rd through the 7th. Space is limited, so schedule your complimentary 30-minute consultation by calling Beth Crenshaw at the Legacy Foundation at 466-8484 today. We'll see you at Money Week at the Legacy Foundation.
Last week, Dan Philgreen took us behind the scenes down in the model train room, where they are busy getting things ready for the new season. Repairs and enhancements galore were to be found. In fact, there was so much information to bring you that we had more to share with you this week. Here's Dan.
We are down in the train room in the Island Tunnel, and it is summertime. That means the train room is closed, but that doesn't mean that activity has stopped here. No, indeed, we have a whole crew that's busy here working on maintenance and upgrades, which is what goes on in the summertime. Now, normally, when there's a lot of folks coming through here, they have to kind of put some things off and wait, but the summertime is when it comes together for all kinds of upgrades. So we're going to take a little tour here and see what the folks are working on. Well, Rick here is the electrical expert, and he's got a project here working on the innards of this whole thing. What you got going, Rick?
Okay. This is the control panel for the north section of the track. And every place there's a switch out on the layout, there's a corresponding switch on this panel to flip it. Like, let's take this one, for example, 19 and 20. There's an operator stands at this panel, one at that panel, and one at the other panel. So these are really in pretty poor condition over the 40 years that the place has been open. So what I did was actually strip this down to almost nothing. All the lines coming from the switches, you can see back here, they're labeled 19, 20, 22, so on and so forth.
Looks really great now.
And it looks a lot better, doesn't it?
That's a lot of hours that I'm looking at.
A lot of hours, and all of the controls for the switches, of course, are on the panel, the front panel, and everything here was replaced. New switches, new LED indicators, new little relays that switch the lights.
Now, how many switches, I mean, I'm talking about track switches, are there on the layout? Do you have any idea?
On the entire layout, there's about 50. About 50, yeah.
50 switches. And if you get one wrong,
then you have a big.
Then you got a big train wreck.
A big train wreck. But that was my project for this year.
Well, it looks great. Boy, that's impressive.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what we have here is a amazingly complex system of wiring that does several things. Not only does it run the trains and electrify the tracks and so forth, but there's all these lights in all of these buildings and all the little lampposts. There must be thousands of them on here. And underneath this table is all the wires for all of these lights and all the switches on the tracks. It's a tremendously complicated and involved system here. And of course, it's something that's evolved over many years. Truly incredible. You know, if you've been down here to the train room more than once, especially over a period of years, you'll know that this is in a continual, slow and steady state of evolution. And it's all kinds of little things that are constantly changing. Here's an example. Paul's been working on this whole hillside here. Tell us about how this was and what you're doing.
This hillside was originally built, I found, from when I took it apart back in 1972. And they built it with the technology they used to make scenery back in '72, which was with some kind of a light plaster. And it deteriorated apart, it was just about falling apart, so I decided to fix that. In the meantime, my wife suggested that I do something about this bridge right here, because it was a bridge like this black one and you couldn't see down into this area. So we decided to kind of rebuild this whole area through here. So I took the old bridge out and I handmade that out of balsa wood and basswood and put it back together. The house that was here, we're in the process of redetailing that and fixing that, and now we built it into a scene. But while we were doing that, I took this old hillside that was falling apart and deteriorated and completely tore it out, and I found out that it had been built back in 1972 because the technology back then was to use newspaper in behind this to hold it up. And when I tore the deteriorated newspaper up, it was dated June 23rd, 1972, from what was called then the Fort Myers Nude Press, because they didn't even recognize Cape Coral at that point. So anyway, I rebuilt this, and this is made out of plaster cloth, which is the same thing the doctor uses to fix your broken wrist, for instance. And this is actually over newspaper also, but you build the form any old way you want and take a strip of this about yay long and one time through hot water and lay it over a newspaper, and it hardens up to the point I can walk up and do this to it right now.
And now how did you do these rock faces here?
When that dried, what I did is I take some material called Sculptamold, which is really a light plaster, and mix that, and I just literally put it on there with putty knives. And while it dries, I take a knife and I carve the stones any old way.
Carve the stones right in there.
Just slice it, and it dries like that. And I took some paint yesterday and painted it just to, as a first coat, to get the gray I wanted for the rock, and we'll get some other colors on there, and then we'll go ahead and decorate this and make this into grass and trees and so forth. And
so some of your trees you're working on are going to end up on this slope
yes,
here.
It will.
And that rock, even this close, it's amazingly realistic. It really is.
It is. It does a nice job. Discovered this many years ago when I had my layout up north. I started using this material. If you notice around the layout, this other material they used back then, that was the technology back in the 70s, which is no longer used. But so we have to evolve, and as we change things, we'll change it up to the latest technology.
And everything they touch just gets looking better and more real all the time. So, you know, there's always something new. In fact, I just, when I walked in, I saw something over here by the sailing lake that I'd never seen before. There's a little motor scooter rental place. I never saw it before. You know, I don't know how many times I've been down here. So there's always something you see every time you come in here.
One of the things we consider all the time is, you know, every year we have about 3,500 people come through here. This train layout has kind of become a word of mouth around Fort Myers when people are down here for the season. When neighbors talk to neighbors, and neighbors have friends down, their grandchildren down, and so forth. And have you taken them out to see the train layout at Shell Point? So we continue to grow, and this is why we grew it, because we keep showing things different every year and keep upgrading it, and it pays off. And a lot of these folks come to live here.
That's right. A good reason to come out to see Shell Point. So your Gulf Coast Model Railroad crew is hard at work this summer, refurbing, rehabbing, making sure every train car is going to run smoothly, dependably, so that on Monday, October 5th, it's going to be ready for you again. So make a date on your calendar, and in the fall, come on out and see the new and improved Shell Point Train Room.
A couple weeks ago, several Shell Point residents headed out to the country for a delightful lunch and some beautiful scenic views down on the farm. The dreary weather didn't dampen anyone's spirits, as everyone had the opportunity to see cattle, chickens, and even the newborn piglets at Rosie Tomorrow's in North Fort Myers.
So we're out here on another great Shell Point lunch outing. Bev, tell us about where we are today.
We are at Rosie Tomorrow's Heritage Farms for lunch. It's market day, and every market day they have also a lunch offer to the public.
Fantastic. You know, we just enjoyed this lunch. It was amazing, the flavors they get out of this food.
I couldn't believe it. As something that was considered infused, it really was infused. It was
really good. I can tell you, it was good, folks. You got to do this next time this trip comes up.
I think we'll be doing it again fairly soon because everybody's having such a good time.
It was excellent. Everything's natural out here. Organic, grass-fed, everything is.
I just know it tastes really good.
Oh yeah, that's what she mentioned that too. That's very good.
It was a beef dumpling.
Beef dumpling.
And I liked it so much, I ordered a side salad with some beans in it again. Oh,
and which dessert did you have?
No dessert.
No dessert?
Oh, no.
Oh, you missed out.
The doctor said.
Oh, that's too bad.
No dessert.
All right.
I had veggie salad, and it was really, really good. And I've never had anything like it before. It was very unusual. I liked it.
Did you have one of those fancy drinks?
Yes.
Which one did you have? I had the lemonade.
I had the lemonade.
Wasn't that great? Had this minty thing going on in there.
Mint.
It's nothing like it, people. You have to try this.
This is really different.
I had the most delicious sandwich.
Wasn't that good?
It was that beef, free-ranging beef, and it was absolutely delicious. And shortbread.
Yes. Have you played out at Shell Point?
In a different capacity.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've played out there a few times, absolutely. Over the years, it's a wonderful place.
It really is. Great place to live, great place to work.
I'm also the Burrang Owl photographer that came in and did a slideshow for your nature club.
Very good, very
About
good.
65 people came.
Some of you might remember that.
Yeah. It's, oh yeah, Shell Point.
Multi-talented guy here.
The best. It's absolutely the best.
And so how often do you play here at the
Wednesday
farm?
mornings.
Wednesday morning.
11 o'clock till about 1:30. Yeah.
So, you know, if you get out here on a Wednesday, not only can you enjoy a fabulous lunch, but some great music to go with it.
And then we do, let's play a holo, right?
Okay.
I know Shelburne, it's the finest place. Why am I singing so high? I heard that Shelburne, doo-doo-doo, it's the greatest place. When you meet so much lovely people like yourself, you have the greatest food and care. I better be careful. You guys might wind up making me write this down and use it. Shell Point, Shell Point, Shell Point, Shell Point, Shell Point is the finest place. You do have an editor, I hope.
There we go.
Because
a song
since I had
just
my
for you.
nose fixed, my mouth doesn't work. I have no idea what's coming out of it. Thanks for coming out.
All right. Thank you for a lovely song. We have a world-famous culinary critic here. I think she works for Michelin. How many stars would you give this lunch?
6.
6 Michelin stars, folks. I think you can only have 3, but that's all right.
It was wonderful.
Wasn't it good?
Yes.
Yeah, so what do you think about, think everybody else ought to come out here next time?
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
It's a fun ride. It's way out in the boonies.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Yep, yep. Have you seen the little piglets yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the rain to abate.
Yeah. We're going to go see the piglets in a minute.
They had baby piglets born last night, and we're about to go to the barn and check them out.
So there you have it, the Rosy Tomorrows at the Heritage Farm. A great place for lunch. You got to come out next time and enjoy another great Shell Point lunch outing.
Well, that's going to bring this weekend's edition of Shell Point Today to a close. Be sure to join us again on Monday as we'll reload the cannons to fire off another round of information and features about the greatest place to live under the sun. I'm Adam Brown, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.